those of y'all who have been in the comments for weeks wanting the daddy convention, you're welcome. We brought you the content that you have been asking for. You better be thankful. Anyway.
Daddy's home.
And it's free.
And it's free.
St. Vincent, Daddy is home.
Indeed. And we're not putting this behind a paywall, so you're very welcome in this case. But, mabu hey, everyone. Hello. And welcome to The Cup, the Currently Unnamed Podcast, where we put the real and the tea in reality, and you can always come to us first to quench your thirst. I'm Logan Murphy. Say something gay. I'm not sponsored yet by Ghost Energy, but this is my desperate plea because honestly, the raspberry cream flavor of Ghost Energy is maybe the best energy drink I have ever had, and I'm not sponsored. It's just really great, and I would like to plug it at this moment. So Ghost Energy, if you're watching, you're really great, and if you wanted to sponsor this podcast, we would appreciate it, and we thank you. But you could also help us out and sponsor us by getting your cup mug. Ooh, we almost have a panel. There are more on the way.
Ours is on the way. I keep getting emails. It's on the way.
Yes, there are several, many in transit. And you can get yours at lanagcreations.etsy.com. That link is in the description below. Our lovely, beautiful guest, who you can see on screen, you know who she is, Genie, is sporting our Cup Mug 2.0 model, which you can purchase now. And we do ship domestically within North America and internationally, everywhere where the Slaysian Royale is representing. So there are no excuses. Go get your Cup Mug. And I thank you.
Period. I am Brandy, a professional fangirl of Con Slaysia and video games. I'm just drinking water out of a water bottle because my Stanley's being cleaned right now. So, as always, but who knows?
Yeah. How generic of you.
Very. We haven't done that in a while, and I love that.
And I need.
Well, hey, y'all. This is Jonathan, your Filipino friend with a resting gym face and a hint of Texas taste. And speaking of Texas taste, if y'all want the entire Texas meal, I've got sitting next to me my other half. He's joined the pod, mostly focusing on Drag Race UK Season 7, but he's decided to come hang out with us this time around and recap this last episode of Slaysian Royale. So take it away.
Yeah, I'm Mike. I'm your buff bodybuilding correspondent down in Dallas, Texas. I put the him in himbo, and I put the gay in video game, and maybe the bae in basic. And I'm here to, give our opinion on this wonderful episode of Slaysian Royale. But if you want to see any more, I'm also covering UK and España and Dragula. So lots of drag opinions coming from this one.
Oh my God, lots of opinions. This one has a lot of opinions.
We'll get into it.
Can confirm they both have a lot of opinions.
Hi, everybody. Well, good to be with you all here again. I'm Genie from Drag Race Thailand. Hi. Oh my God. And knowing what this episode is about, I'm like, so glad to be here for this particular episode. And also there's so much branding that's part of this episode, and I think that's such a fun thing to talk about for queens. Yes. Can I plug something real fast?
Absolutely, of course you can.
Yay. Okay, I'm working on a new project. I'm telling all of you and everyone who's watching as well. There's so much stuff happening with politics, and it's kind of crazy. I had to figure out a way to process it. It was like insane. Mm-hmm. So I started writing a fiction series. It's like a novel, but it's like a chapter by chapter, like release chapter every week sort of a thing. And it's called The Misknown Universe Pageant. And it's a weekly kind of like episodic fiction series that's at wishforgenie.substack.com. And it's inspired by this issue we're facing in the country about multiculturalism versus like having one culture, which I know you all know which culture is like that one culture that's trying to take over everything in America. So that's what I'm writing. It's about a pageant in space. So there's a girl named Lucky who's the star of this pageant. I'd love for y'all to go follow and read the story if you're into nerdy space sci-fi nonsense, because I am, and that makes me happy.
Yes. Okay. Yes. I'm on board.
Okay, great.
I'm there. Absolutely. The link for that will be in the description below.
Okay, great.
So go check it out. And yes, absolutely, Genie. Period. Yes.
Thank you. How was that plug?
Oh,
Was that a good plug? Did I do it well?
That was a great plug. I love it.
Fantastic.
I love it.
I gotta get my
Incredible,
pitch down.
fabulous, stunning, beautiful. You know you can plug anything and everything anytime you're here,
Okay,
because we love
fantastic.
having you here. But
Fantastic.
yes, Genie, welcome back. We're always so happy to have you here.
Yeah.
I mean, the moment I found out what this challenge was, there was no other person that I was going to invite to talk about this challenge. I was like, even if you said no, I was going to say please.
I have to be there. I have to. This is
You
the
have
one
to
I
be
want to be here
here.
for. This is the one I want to be here for.
Talk
for
about
sure.
the DragCon booth challenge. I mean, come on now. Like, let's be real. Let's be real and honest and genuine on the pod today. Like, come on now. Like,
Yeah, if y'all have been to DragCon, you know Genie's always there and serving great looks.
yes.
Thank God.
And I think we have a clip.
Yeah.
So let's take it away.
Drag Race Thailand XOXO. The winner of this challenge is Genie.
Bounce, 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 bounce. Bounce, 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 bounce.
Oh my God, you all played the video? Oh my goodness.
So if you
Who is
needed
that icon?
Stunning.
So if you needed to understand why we brought in the big guns today to talk about this episode, hello. Duh. Yeah, this is why we brought in Genie for
Oh my
the
God,
thank you
y'all
for
like
that.
the looks? Did y'all like all the looks over there?
Oh,
my God.
yeah.
I was constantly being gagged, and then gagged
Yeah.
again.
Good.
Honestly, thank you for that video. It just reminded me of how much we really enjoyed Thailand season 2. That's honestly one of the
Yay.
best
That was one of my thoughts. I was like,
franchise seasons ever. It all across the Drag Race universe.
I remember seeing it. I was like, wow, they're bringing it. And honestly, these US girls should take notes because
Asia brings it.
they honestly, I mean, I think Slaysian Royale also is a testament. Like Asian girls don't mess around.
We don't mess
And so-
around not on the runway. We don't mess around. And there's a lot of creativity and different angles of approaching things, which I think it always results in something really fun on screen. So I'm glad y'all liked our season. I hope we see more of our girls in the Drag Race universe in more ways. Maybe Slaysian Royale too. Maybe we're going to see some folks from our
would love
seasons,
it.
like the earlier seasons. We'll see.
Maybe you.
I would love it.
Maybe me. I'm ready to go. Look,
Slaysian
I have my
Royale
fabric.
too.
I'm ready.
Oh, well, get Genie on Slaysian Royale.
World of Wonder. World of Wonder.
Let's go.
World of Wonder. I'm going to ask you again because I asked very politely both of the last 2 times that Genie was on this podcast. Where is Genie's invite to come back on Drag Race? Quickly.
I'll take any season.
Any
US
of them.
All-Stars, anything. Season 19.
Any of
I'll
them.
I'll do a season in a different country again, in a different language again, just for no reason. Whatever.
Right.
Drag Race
Italian.
Bulgaria, wherever.
Drag Race Montenegro.
I'll go.
Hosted by
I'm down.
Vivacious. Come on.
Japan.
Like,
I'm down. Drag Race Cameroon. Could be anything.
Oh my goodness.
Cameroon.
Drag Race to Los Angeles, you know?
Yeah.
They
exactly.
could do Drag Race Los Angeles, and I would love it.
Yeah,
We have more than enough. Our population is bigger than Canada. We have more than enough people here, more than enough queens here to do our own season. Absolutely.
I love it. I do want to ask though, because obviously we want to see you back on Slaysian, but of your season 2 sisters, who would you love to see do Slaysian Royale 2? Because I think we're gonna see it happen. I think there is so much success from this season.
Yes.
Who would you love to see do Slaysian Royale 2?
Slaysian Royale 2. I would love to, I would love to see Vanda. I love Vanda.
Of course.
One of my sisters. She has always been at that level of just
Mm-hmm.
incredible drag and perform. So she's amazing. I think Mocha Diva also has improved.
Oh my God,
Yes.
Her fashion, her looks, she's always a performer. I mean, she's like a muscular acrobat, like amazing woman. But on top of that, her looks have evolved a lot as well. So I think that would be great to see too. Because performance off the charts. But I guess I do have to say my 2 international sisters. And I would love to see Angeli come back in some capacity because there's just so much talent and skill and just like amazing presence there.
Yes.
And I don't know if enough of the Drag Race fandom has experienced Angeli. And if you haven't seen the finale performance from our season, you're missing out. And that
Finale
is
runway. Oh my God.
Oh my God. And the creativity. This is the thing I think I want people to know about Drag Race Thailand. It really is about your creativity. You're not just bringing stuff from some designer or whatever. It's your ideas, your creativity. It's not just the writers, the producers. It's your brain. And that's the best part about a drag queen is our brain and what you can come up with. And Angeli's shown it. I want to see more of her.
You know, he actually kind of called it out almost in the beginning of your season wait, is Angela going to win this season?
Did you feel it right away?
It's Angeli really a lot. And also, I think the true first transgender winner of any Drag Race franchise anywhere.
Yep.
So the fan base needs to know, like,
Mhm.
the history.
OG.
Oh yeah.
I know the other girls know. I know like Sasha Colby know, the queens know of the queen.
Yeah.
Then I want the fans to know.
But
about
the fandom,
But, like, the fandom
needs to know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree. I am really hoping that, and I think we are going to see it. And we talked about it preseason here on the channel, that it really just felt like when Slaysian Royale was announced, it really felt like there was this shift. And it felt like, and I even really felt this way, and we talked about it a little bit when Thailand season 3 was announced, Genie. I remember us talking about it during the cast assessment, that it was like, oh my goodness, there's this excitement around Thai drag. And Thailand season 3 was a great season as well, to get Thailand back on the map. And I think Slaysian Royale, we've been talking about it all season, I think is doing a really great job at kind of giving us this example of what you can do with you taking this concept of uniting queens from all over the world and highlighting beautiful Asian drag. I think it's been such a beautiful season. I think we're going to see more seasons like this. I think we are going to see a Slaysian 2. I think we're going to see more seasons like this as well, and I would love to see it. Just because I think this concept has just been so beautiful, and I love the fan response to this season. Whether people have been, 100% thrilled with the outcomes of this season or not, I think people have been talking about it, and I think ultimately that's kind of been the big thing for this season is, are people talking about it? The answer is yes. And the fan reception overall has been very positive, which I'm happy to see. I'm just really, really happy with how things have gone so far. But I want to know, Genie, how are you enjoying this season so far?
I love it. I mean, I wish I knew these queens more in person and in real life because we're all over the world. But they're incredible, and I feel there's so much personality and life and just character, like natural who they are. They're showing that all the time. You also see the connection between Mama Pao and the girls. So like you're seeing them put into more and more of like this international context of representing all this beautiful drag that's on that side of the world. So I think it's really nice. I've loved the season. It's experimental, but it's done so well. Also, I don't know if y'all ever talked about this, but I love their promos. It feels like we're watching Mortal Kombat or something. Like it feels like this is like the whole vibe of the girls, and I'm like, that's so fun. So I love it, and I think you're right. More and more different types of seasons and mixtures of queens will come out. I hope they make more stuff. It's gonna be fun to watch.
Yeah, I think I mean we've talked about it kind of all season. I think we're gonna see a Latina version of this concept. That's the one I want to see next, because I think that's another demographic we don't see represented all that much. We see it, but we don't see those queens necessarily shine, especially on franchises that are not inherently Latina based. We see it obviously in Mexico and España, but especially on US, we don't see those queens necessarily shine as often. So that's you know, a concept that I think you could expand to, and I think it would be gorgeous. But yeah, this season has been great and fabulous and wonderful. Mike, I do want to ask you, since it's your first time on the panel this season for Slaysian, what are you thinking of this season?
I am loving the reception this season is having, because we've been like, because he's Filipino, we've been day one on Drag Race Philippines. Yeah, he's actually Filipino.
What?
What? We've been to the Philippines. I've been to where he's born, so confirmed. No, but like Drag Race Philippines, I've always been such a huge fan of. I think it's one of the best like international franchises. So I'm really happy that there's a lot of eyes going over to that franchise, but also the other Asian franchises as well. And I think it's doing what I think Global All-Stars kind of failed to do, which was kind of get eyes on a lot of the foreign franchises. And I think it's doing it far more successfully. Of course, there is a production aspect of it, and that it feels produced at some points. But I feel like, you know, the queens that are excelling in the competition are putting forth amazing drag, and I think it's really challenged, you know, a lot of the non-Panay queens to really put forth their best drag as well. And it's just been a fantastic season in that regard. So I'm really enjoying it. I'm so excited. I've been so happy with the performances that we've seen. Of course, no season's without its flaws, and I think that's been kind of talked to death online. And we'll probably get into it a little bit here as well. But I'm enjoying the season. It's a lot of fun. I really hope we see more iterations of this elsewhere. I hope we get a Slaysian too. I think we probably will, and I hope, like you said, I hope we get like a Latino Royale as well of some sort.
Definitely. Well, we come in to the workroom after Yua's gone. Not Yua. No, anyone but Yua, except, you know, she was probably the one to go, unfortunately, maybe. But I'm glad she got exactly what she needed out of this experience. And hey, she made it much further than she did her first time. So, you know, if nothing else, I'm happy to see that.
She does feel like she's fulfilled.
Yeah.
Like that she is fulfilled.
And we've gotten to see Yua's drag. Like she got to show herself. Like I mean, she's a big name like off of Drag Race, but like she's gotten to come on a season and show her drag to a big platform and audience. And that's wonderful. I'm so happy for her for that.
Bootleg and all.
Literally bootleg and all, because like you can tell how Yua was so happy after, like, even after she was eliminated. I was like, yes, I was sad, but like you can tell like she is ready to like show herself again. And it is like, I'm so happy to see, because obviously like I've always loved Yua from the very beginning. I was so heartbroken when she was eliminated that early, and I was also heartbroken with this, but I can tell like the doors that's going to be open for her for this. I'm ready. I am so ready.
Yeah,
What
definitely come back.
Oh yeah. I'm like, what is this trend though of queens going home the week before a challenge they would have absolutely killed?
Yeah.
Because I would have loved to see Yua do this challenge. Like,
You know, I'd like to say that it's you know, production meddling, but if you're going to put Yua in a lip sync Lollapalooza with whoever's left,
These 5
Yeah.
queens,
Oh
you
my
know,
goodness.
when Suki has an advantage like the one
Right.
she had, you know, it's where
Mhm.
she picks Sasha's song and then they both do a really bad job at it. You
They
know,
did their
it's
best.
And apparently,
they,
she
th-
purposely picked Yua because of some of Yua's comments as well that she confirmed at the beginning of the episode. So
and that's the tea. But yeah, everyone's sad to see Yua go, but you know, it was the right time. And we come into the workroom the next day, and Suki is not going to stop talking about how she doesn't have a Rue badge. Foreshadowing much? I think so.
I mean,
She gave it away. She gave it away. Listen, production has to put the pieces together so we start to see a little bit of a story. Yeah.
I'm not mad at it, but I'm just like, I see through it. It's
Heavy-handed.
unfortunate, but I see.
Yeah.
I mean, if this was, you know, not a top 2 lip sync for the win, she would have gotten a badge at some point earlier this season.
I feel like she should have gotten one for the makeover. I'll go on record for that one. I think she was amazing in that challenge. So
I mean, the difficult part about that challenge is it wasn't her looks. Like that's because I agree with you, but they were Brigiding's looks. So
Was it
like,
really? I didn't know.
yeah, because it was the Pinoy flag, so they were Brigiding's looks that they were wearing with Suki's styling. So like, yes, but also, I mean, I also think Suki should have been in the top for the design challenge. So like, in my universe of judging, Suki would have a badge already.
Right, yeah.
And I also think Suki should have been in the top for the first episode. So, like, in my universe, Suki would be the absolute front runner of the season. But that's not the world we're living in. Like, I think Suki has done so much better in this season than the judges are giving her credit for. Which is just a little bit frustrating. Because it's like, okay, we get it, producers. You want a Panay Queen to win the first Slaysian Royale. I see it. I understand it. Like, I get it. You don't have to make it that heavy-handed where you have one Panay Queen or you have one non-Panay Queen in the final 5 where she doesn't have a badge yet. Like, it's a little bit frustrating, I'll be honest. I think Suki is the right person to be in the final 5 of the international queens left. I think she has been by far and away the most successful of the international queens. But she should have a badge at this point. Like, I think she's done well enough. She should have been in the top for maybe 1 or 2 other challenges at this point. I think there are definitely some challenge wins and top 2 placements that I'll go ahead and say that Viñas or Brigiding or even Arizona had that I think they could have given to Suki.
Yep.
But they want a Panay Queen to win this season. And I see it and I understand. I'm not fundamentally upset at that fact. It's just like do Philippines All-Stars then.
I kind of agree. I think my main issue, and I said earlier about my issues with the season, is just it feels really produced because another queen, a Panay queen, I think Khianna has slayed the season as well. And she only has 1 badge, and it was the first week, I believe.
It was the first week.
And she has not won 1 since, which feels weird because I feel like every week I'm like, Khianna had a really strong week, and she's just safe the entire time. And it'll come up like that eventually becomes kind of the narrative that kind of breaks her down over the course of the season, that she's not
being seen
by the judges. So I think I agree with you. I feel like same thing with like Suki. It's just I feel like there's like a lack of recognition from the judges for like great performances, but also, I mean, everybody's amazing. So that's left.
Yeah.
So that's what makes it really tough.
And they're producing a TV show at the end of the day. I see it. I understand it. They want the people that they want to do well. And everyone has been doing well in challenges to an extent. Like most weeks in this season, there were about 4 or 5 people that could have won challenges. And I would have said, okay, cool. I get it. Like 4 or 5 different people could have won the design challenge. There are like 4 or 5 people that could have won the Rusical. Like I think there are a lot of challenges where a lot of queens have done really, really well. And then we're still just defaulting to the same 2 or 3 people winning. Like it's just been a little bit frustrating as a fan, but I'm still really enjoying the season.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah.
Agreed.
but we get a fun photo shoot mini challenge. This was cute and fun and ultimately kind of inconsequential.
You don't think that it
We're
made
making
multi-
memes. Yeah, this was cute.
Maybe that's why we didn't really remember. The 2 of us, didn't really remember that there was actually a mini challenge.
Well, they
'cause
brought it up before we started recording. I was like, oh yeah.
Because I was like, oh yes, there was a mini challenge.
Yeah.
But I will say this is Khianna's 4th mini challenge win.
She
Oh,
has
yeah.
officially broken, I believe, the international record for mini challenge wins in one season.
The U.S. has not been broken yet, right? The U.S. record.
I believe this is also the U.S. record.
Yeah, who else would be contending for it? Who's won a lot of mini challenges?
Lucy LaDuca, please confirm.
Oh yeah.
I believe the record was shared. I believe the record was shared as of before this episode by Lucy LaDuca, Melody Queen from Drag Race Brazil season 2, and Matilda from season 2 of Philippines or 3.
Matilda
Lucy
was
won
2.
3.
Mhm.
No, Matilda won 3.
Oh, okay.
So they
It
had
was
what
3 between all of them.
Okay, and now we have 4.
And Khianna has won 4. I'm gonna go double check Lucy's real quick. Because I believe someone here has been to the place that they did this at. Isn't that right, Jonathan?
Boracay.
Oh, I'm like, what
I
are we
was
talking
told to
about?
prompt Jonathan that he was here before.
Right. Yes. By the way, back in 2023, we did go to the backdrop that Viñas did a photo shoot in front of.
There's like this rock on the beach and everything. That's Boracay. It's a gorgeous beach. 100% recommend if you're ever in the Philippines. It's a wonderful
oh my god,
vacation area.
The ocean is like clear blue. Oh my goodness,
Love it.
That sounds gorgeous.
Jessica,
wait, can I guess first? Can I guess first?
Oh.
Lucy's number. My guess is number 5. What's y'all's guesses?
5 mini challenge wins.
Yeah, that's my guess. Sure.
5 mini challenge wins.
I think she had like 2 or 3, right? No, it wasn't that many.
Everybody guess, I guess.
I'm guessing 3.
I think she had 1 mini challenge win, but 3 mini challenge wins, but she was counting that as like.
That was the joke. She was counting those.
Yeah,
She was counting them as actual wins.
We're all talking about track record.
I've got 3 wins. My track record. That whole thing.
Genie is spot on. That is exactly it. Yeah. She had 3 mini challenge wins. She won the first mini challenge. She won the mini challenge in episode 4, and she won the mini challenge in the episode she was eliminated in. So as far as I know, and I may be missing someone, I know that Lucy, Melody, and Matilda had that tied record at 3. I now believe Khianna has now broken the international mini challenge record at 4.
Wow.
So congratulations, Khianna.
Congratulations. Now they're gonna have to figure out a way to rename mini challenge with a K somehow and spell it differently.
Mini
For Khianna.
challenge.
Okay.
That doesn't work that well.
Challenge.
Somebody's gonna figure it out for her.
Yes.
Mini challenge with a K. Cute.
Yes. What is? Does anyone know? Like, either in Thai or Tagalog, the word for mini or challenge?
Let me ask Chat GPT.
God,
Not
no.
You're not helping the allegations.
You're not beating the
Okay, let's
allegations.
go with 10.
I can confirm he watches Filipino TV in full Tagalog with no subtitle.
He comes down the
Okay.
stairs and I'm watching Filipino shows and he just laughs at me.
I'm
that.
laughing because it's funny, but like there's no subtitles, so I'm just like sitting there, just like politely watching a show. I have no idea what's going on.
Not this. Not this. Well, congrats, Khianna. You've set a record, and we're proud of you for it.
Even if she goes,
But yes. But we then find out our Maxi challenge is DragCon Slaysia. Make a DragCon booth. Which is fun for the 4 people who have been to DragCon before.
Wait, what? What do you mean? What's the question? That we've been
Oh.
to DragCon before?
Oh, no. I meant for the 4 queens that had been to DragCon before.
Oh, yeah.
But it's
yeah,
also convenient because there are 4 people here who have been to DragCon before.
I swear I thought you were
Brandon,
shitting Brandon.
So, Brandon, you're going home.
yeah.
Trap door.
Take me out. Take me out.
Hold on.
I'm going to use the trap door.
Anyway, as people who have
No, we want Brandon back. It's a non-elimination round.
that's fine, I guess.
he won the lucky cow.
That's right. We both, well,
Yes.
the golden balloon. Give him the golden balloon.
Oh yes, I'm giving Brandon the golden balut. He is safe. No, I thought this was a fun challenge. It's been a minute since we've seen any like DragCon based challenges on Drag Race before, or it's been a minute since we've seen them. Was the last one proportionizing?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh,
that was
yeah,
that was a panel, right? Like a DragCon panel challenge.
I
or
feel like
something?
there's been
Oh.
one other one since.
Can't remember.
I can't remember. The
They
one
all
that sticks
blur.
out to me is the DragCon panels on season 10 where we got proportionizing.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's the only one I can think of. So
But we've never had anything to this level where you're making your own booth, which I think is a really cool branding challenge, like you talked about at the top, Genie. Because DragCon is, merchandising, branding, fan, interacting with fans. Like there's a whole experience
Mhm.
to DragCon, both from the fan perspective and from the queen perspective. So I think this is a really cool challenge. I think it's really unfortunate in the context of this season that 4 of these queens had done DragCon before and one of them hadn't. And I think it was a really, really big disadvantage for Khianna that she hadn't done DragCon before. Even though I know that like Arizona hadn't done a booth before. I don't think many of the Panay queens had done booths before. But I still think it's a major disadvantage, to be honest,
To
for
not be able
Khianna.
to not have experienced it yourself.
To
and
not even know
see what everybody else is doing or how they interact with the fans.
Yeah.
Because like when you're there, you get it. Like we've been there, and it's like I get it.
Yeah.
I can see this booth. I could see this booth with like their name out in front and a line up in front. I love this challenge. I think the US should maybe adopt this challenge at their final 5 or something like this, because this is
I
a
agree.
perfect branding challenge.
Mhm.
I loved this.
Also, Khianna mentioned that I think she was supposed to go to DragCon and then she wasn't able to.
So it was postponed because I'm guessing the LA fires.
No.
That's what I'm guessing.
No, like DragCon itself.
DragCon
Who
LA.
knows? We don't know we don't know the reason why.
We have
Right, we
There's
don't.
no
'Cause we were
reason
planning on
for-
going that
Yeah.
year.
yeah, for this year's there's been no formal
I know. It's
reason.
okay. Maybe it'll come back at some point. But yeah,
we do have DragCon Brazil next year.
do we?
There
Is that
is.
announced? I didn't
Yeah,
know
it got
that.
announced when they did the
Oh.
finale of Drag Race Brazil a
Okay.
couple weeks ago. We got
Very
the announcement
cool.
of DragCon Brazil next year.
Okay, we get some more drag.
Um,
That's fun. The fans in Brazil will love it. I love it. Come to
Oh.
Brazil. Ready to go.
Come to Brazil. Very
Yeah,
excited
yeah.
about that. But yeah, Genie, what do you think of the idea of this challenge being, a DragCon icon yourself?
Thank you so much. I loved it. I think it's a great challenge. It tests you in a lot of different ways. I do think it is, you're right. There's an advantage to having done things at DragCon before for the queens who've done a booth or been in that environment. At the same time, all of these queens, including Khianna, have experienced greeting fans and spending time with fans and also bringing their ideas to life, whether you're wearing them or it's around you or it's, you know, whatever, your merch, we're all doing all these kinds of things, right? As Drag Race queens, you're figuring out your logo, all that kind of stuff was within the realm. I think what it comes down to is it's obviously a little bit different in the TV show versus what the real life DragCon experience is, but you are creating, it's exactly what you said, Logan, you're creating an experience. How are you going to give, yes, you're making money, yes, it's commercial, but you are giving an experience to the people who come see you. That's what you're supposed to do. So for me, like from my DragCon experience, it's been like, it's very much about have the instant camera, pay for a professional photographer. I don't charge anything. And this is different for queens who really drag is their business. I make tons of money doing other things. And I don't mean it being a hooker. That's not it. I would do that if I could, but I don't do that. But I make money doing other things. Drag and DragCon is very much like the people who love my artwork, I want to give back to them. So that's what I think they got to keep in mind for this challenge. And if I were to coach the girls as some side character on their shoulder before going into it, I would say make sure the people who come to your booth have a fun time and they enjoy it. You don't have to be, and we'll see this play out when we see some of the queens do what they do, but you don't have to have a tick box of list of things to do. You don't need to make it feel like you're in a children's like play and you're telling everyone what. Just let them have a fun time. I think you can see how that came to life with the ones who did well. And also I think to the branding thing, maybe I'll save this for when we talk about branding, but I do think like a lot of queens and a lot of people think branding is just visuals. Branding is not just visuals. Your brand is like what you promise people when they hear your name. What experience comes to mind? What promise is there? So for me, I feel like I've tried to. Every queen has their thing. For me, I try to make it like it'll be a warm, fun, celebratory, big experience together, and it's going to be fun, and we're going to have fun time together. Some queens want to make you feel like you're transported to this arena where they're like a superstar, and you're feeling like you're in awe of this person. So it's not just the look and the logo and the colors, but it's like, what experience do you promise? And when they come see you, do you deliver against that promise? That's what a brand is.
100%. Yeah. I as someone that's done 2 drag cons and like seen, I've seen queens do, a variety of different things year to year. I think it's been really cool to see the experience of DragCon and seeing like what queens will come up with each year. And like, that's my favorite part of DragCon each year, even if I'm not going to a DragCon, is seeing, oh cool, what is this queen gonna come up with each year?
Yes.
And like seeing you come up with like your concepts as well, Genie, is like, so like when I saw you come to DragCon as a fucking DragCon booth, like I say it every time I see you, but like that is still just one of the dumbest and best things I have ever seen. Just like I wish it's one of those things like I wish I thought of that. Like, and I know so many queens are like, damn, I wish I thought of that.
I know, but I got there first, baby.
You did, and it's so smart. But it's my favorite part of drag in general is just the creative process of like, oh, what are the queens gonna think of? Like, what is the creative process? Like, what is the vision? What is the idea? What is the process? Like, how am I going to make it memorable? And that's like my favorite. Exactly.
And
like, how am I going to make my experience memorable for people years down the line, so that I remember, oh yeah, no, this is what happened at DragCon this year, blah, 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 blah.
And with how much the fans pay for tickets and to get to DragCon if they don't live in that city and staying in whatever they have to do, they have to pay for the merch and the tickets, and it's got to be amazing for them, right? They're like dedicated fans. They're the reason why we're doing what we're doing. So we got to be there. And I have to say, to your point about creativity, that is like, if any queen is doing a DragCon booth or DragCon in general, that is the one time you are on the same level playing field as every other queen from the franchise. And in my mind, I'm like, you're competing in a fun way. You're competing against these 100 and something plus queens, 200 queens. My year that I did the booth thing, I was like, Sasha Colby is going to be on that runway. And I love her and she's famous and amazing. How do I beat her? How do I beat Sasha Colby?
How do I beat the hell out of Sasha Colby? Like, how do
you do it?
How do I top Sasha Colby? Like, what do I need to do? Yeah.
But you got to figure it out. And creativity is the key to it. And that's why I love Slaysian Royale. You see creative queens who are amazing. So it was fun to see. Is it time to get into the specifics of each queen and what they did?
I think so, because we got about 5 minutes of them preparing their booths. So I think it
was fast.
That was crazy.
I was like, oh, we're going into this already.
I was like, we are 15 minutes into the episode, and we are at the challenge. So,
glue gunning, stapling.
All right then.
Her booth
we
in
are
about 2 seconds. So.
Yeah,
right,
literally. And anything that we missed in the preparation of the booths, we can talk about while talking about the booths. So sure. I thought the logo, I had to pull the logo because the logo for this was so well done.
I love it.
Like it's so DragCon, but I just love the way that they did it and the color scheme and like just the branding of this too. Like, can we get DragCon Slaysia?
We need it.
No, literally.
I would go. Like I need to be there, please.
We're flying. We're flying. We're going.
I would in a heartbeat.
We're all getting the same
Genie on the
Airbnb
flight.
The cup is.
I'm like, can we all get like seats next to each other on the plane? That'd be great. That'd be great. Like, I would love that.
Yeah. When I saw this when I saw this and I saw all the landmarks, I was like, oh, they knew exactly what.
Oh, I didn't even notice.
Yeah,
oh my god,
like all the
that is cool. Yeah, all the countries are.
It's really cute.
Architecture. It's just all the culture. I love it.
It's so cute. Where do you think they would do it in Manila?
Yes, absolutely.
It would have to be, right?
It would have to because
as far as like drag race, like Philippines definitely is kind of
that's where it's kind of
base.
The capital. The drag race capital.
Manila, or I feel like it'd have to be Manila or Bangkok. Like there's no other option. But I feel like Manila might be a little bit more accessible. So
Manila's more accessible, where Bangkok would be like the tourist destination. So like either or could work. But
I'll go to either. We will go to either. Honestly,
I would also go to either.
Yeah, same. We'll be back in Manila at some point.
We've never been to Thailand, so
yeah. I've never been to either, so any excuse to go to either or both, I'm fine. So, but yes, let's talk first about our fans, our beautiful, lovely fan booth experience guests. We got to talk about Sasha and Precious because I thought they did.
You know what? I will say their banter with each other is hilarious.
So
they really played
so
well
good
with each other. I didn't know that they had this kind of relationship, and if they didn't before, I'm convinced that they've had this relationship for a long time.
They were kikiing.
Oh yeah, it's like they were best friends.
I'm not sure how much they knew each other prior to this, but I loved their banter together. I thought it was lovely.
Yeah.
I loved how like they leaned into all the situations that they were put into, and I just love when alumni come back and they're just down to freak. They're just down to do whatever silly stuff is thrown their way. It was so endearing. It was cute, and their dynamic was absolutely it was much better. It was cute to see. Also, they both look stunning. So.
Oh yeah, I had to pull the looks because Precious in this pantsuit is so good, and then Sasha in this like 3-piece situation just looks. Oh my god, I just.
Yeah, this like blazer situation, and then of course, Sasha's shoes I have to bring up because I'm just like, yes.
Oh my god, yeah. Is Sasha a sneaker?
Yeah, it's a sneaker.
I love her.
It's a drag sneaker.
I love Sasha Colby. Can I just once again talk about how much I just love Sasha Colby?
I said this last podcast that Sasha wears whatever. It should not look good, but she makes it work.
Sasha wears whatever she wants, and it just works.
And it looks good.
It's just
she wears
always
around.
good.
She wears it
always
well.
wears it well.
Mhm.
Available on iTunes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they both look incredible. But let's start with Brigiding, ding, 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 the queen of branding. Genie, let's start with you. What did you think of Brigiding's booth and her performance in the challenge?
I think it was good. I think there's references that she's making to different things, which is nice. You got to bring some of those moments in there. I do think it was nice that she started with like conversation, and I kind of wish it just went on like that. That's what's the fun part about chit chatting is like you're like chatting and talking, and like she had a little bit of that, so I thought that was nice for her, and it looks beautiful with the balloons. It looks really nicely put together. So she sparkles, Brigiding sparkles.
I really liked Brigiding's performance in this challenge. I think she was very personable. She connected well with both Sasha and Precious. I think there were some funny set piece moments. I think as far as like the aesthetics, I think it's fine. It was the first one to go, so it's always hard to go first, and it's hard to get a sense of how the other queens did. But like once we saw the other queens, we're like, Brigiding did really well. Like that was a lot of fun, and she made those connection with Sasha and Precious, which was honestly, that's if you make that connection, if you make that rapport, it really does. The rest of the challenge just falls in your favor.
Yeah, no, I think Precious and Sasha did have a good time. I can see that they were connecting well with Brigiding. I really enjoyed her merch, especially that mug. Those are the mugs on the table. It's very on brand for her. And no, I think this booth and her performance in the booth was pretty safe. It was pretty safe.
Yeah, yeah, she did really good. Like considering, I think to me, her interaction felt the most natural, and that's what I loved about it. I love that she had the merch with like with her exit quote for season 1 of "Learning is the new winning," which I loved, which was so good. The stirring the wheel, like how she was stirring the pot, she was stirring the wheel instead, which I love so much. And then the way that she got alarmed.
Yeah.
Okay, that was funny.
Alarma always wins points.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
Like,
my god, we forgot to mention that they alarmed Suki
Yes.
at the start of
Oh
this
my
episode. And I was like, we finally got an alarma in this season. I've been waiting. Finally. Like, can we alarm? I was like, can we alarm someone? Thank you. Thank you. Like,
I was so afraid that they were going to alarm Sasha, and I was just like, oh no.
oh, I really thought they were going to alarm Sasha. I was like,
She would be down for it. She's game. She would do it.
I think, I
think
mean,
Brigiding probably brought up Alarma Me. Like,
yeah. Yeah, I thought Briggs did a really good job. I thought it was a good mix of things. The biggest thing with Briggs is I think there was a lot going on. And so I think going to so many different places in the booth, I think was maybe the one thing that separated her from a win here. I liked a lot of the different elements that she was going for. I liked that she started with this kind of interview moment, because that does feel very Briggs. She has like her interview show outside of this. I love that she asked Sasha, well, you won Miss Continental and you won Drag Race. How does that feel? And Sasha goes, it feels pretty fucking nice. I really recommend it. I'm like, cool, Sasha. Thanks for once again feeling very relatable and yet not relatable whatsoever. Thank you for that. But like we have this stirring of the wheel and the merch situation, and then we're pulling out these balls that are sour balls, like, and then Sasha's doing a split while Precious is jumping. Like that was cute, but I think all of the parts still kind of worked together ultimately. I wish she had maybe Coco Chanel'd the moments and maybe taken one or two moments out overall, because it felt a little disjointed on a whole, but still somehow it worked. I think somehow it still all worked together. And she looks great. I love the dress that she's wearing, and I love that it's this kind of like blue but still with this like body painted situation going on. I think she looks great. The branding of the booth is really simple, but really well done. And yeah, I think Briggs did a really good job with this challenge.
I was going to mention, if we didn't, that dress looks great. The sort of abstract nude illusion like dress. It kind of reminds me of RuPaul's on, like, what was it, season 7? That multicolored like nude sequin dress that she has.
Definitely. Any other thoughts on Briggs?
Good performance.
Very. Oh, and speaking of a good performance in maybe the opposite way, Viñas DeLuxe. Oh no. Genie, what'd you think?
Okay, branding, she has her mouth and lips. Like, that's her thing. That's her, her smile is like iconic, right? It's just, brand visuals wise there. But similar, she just rushed them through the process, like too many things to do, too many tick boxes of activities to do. And it would have been more fun to, I don't know, it would have been more fun to just hang out and make sure they're having fun. And I think it was more like getting the ideas out versus like them having a fun time. I also think like seeing her runway look later, one of the Viñas DeLuxe things that I think is like true to her is this, like, she did this like this look with the hair curlers and the thing and the mask, the face mask. There's another look she's done with like her towels. She's like, she could have made a beautiful spa experience that I don't know, just I could imagine something more relaxing and fun versus just like we're going through all these things like it's, we're pushing people through I think Sasha said it in the judging, but it was the freeway experience, like just get the stuff done. You want to make people have a fun time. So it's hard, but it's hard. The cameras are everywhere with lights, you're pressurized. So, I get it, but try to make people have a fun time.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I think there was a schedule that I think Viñas wanted to stick to, and she wanted to stick to it because otherwise I feel like she was a bit out of her element trying to ad lib and rapport. One thing I noted almost immediately was she was speaking almost entirely in Tagalog. And I was like, well, Precious knows Tagalog, but I don't think Sasha knows much, if any, Tagalog. And I'm like, that connection you're not making with Sasha at all. And I could kind of feel like Sasha was feeling a bit excluded from the whole experience. And then, of course, there was the moments that they pointed out where she was kind of just like, oh, no, don't do this yet. Like, come over. It was like kind of like corralling kids during a playtime of like, this is the activity we're doing now. And I can understand the nerves getting the better of her, and she wants to stick to the schedule to feel like there's some structure there. But she said in her confessional, she's like, maybe I should have considered this more like a improv and ad lib, because like there was a lot where she probably should have just talked and connected with the guests. And I think also this is like a minor nitpick. She calls herself like the nation's mouth of Philippines. I think she should have been the one getting the popcorn in the mouth, because like she's the one with the bigger mouth. And so yeah. And also I mean, it's the elephant in the room, the visual appealing. It's not very visually appealing, the booth itself. I was wondering if maybe there was something else that she was going to do and it just didn't work. And so she had to kind of get something else together. But I can understand nerves getting the better of her. I wish that she could have connected better with Sasha specifically, because I think she's fierce and she's amazing. And, sad to see that her have such a struggle here near the finish line of the season.
Yeah, speaking of her actually being fierce and amazing, going into this challenge, I really had high hopes for Viñas. I think she is one of the best branded Filipino queens, or really queens in the Drag Race universe. Very best branded. As soon as I got to meet her in season 1, I immediately understood what her brand is. Totally get it. So coming into this challenge, I thought she would bring all that, but just like what everybody else here said, is she kind of focused more on the tasks that she had planned, the bullet points. It felt like a numerous different kinds of game shows put together in 2 minutes. There wasn't really that connection. We didn't really get to know who she is. Yes, your booth is kind of branded with being the mouth of the Philippines, but as far as the experience within the booth and their Sasha and Precious's interactions with her, we don't know who Viñas is. So unfortunately, I was so bummed out that Viñas did not do so well in this challenge.
Yeah, like I had high hopes and it just didn't work. I think what she was trying to do, and I kind of saw this as I was watching, I was like, oh, she was trying to make like a full. So like I think back to this. So I think of it like as a pop-up shop of what she was trying to do. I was thinking about this because I did go to the pop-up shop when I got to see Dua Lipa in New York like 2 weekends ago. So I think she was trying to go toward that direction, which did not work. Like again, defy the gravity inside the popcorn, like that was a game. The towel experience for her with her entrance, like obviously the mouth of it all. What threw me off is the number of wigs she had in this, because I was just like, where is that in relation to her?
I think that was to reference the fact that she's also a celebrity impersonator, but then that doesn't really come up any other time other than like Precious and Sasha then wear a wig each while they do the popcorn bit.
I guess.
Like that's really the only, and there's like a sharp cut. So like obviously they both take off the wigs that they're currently wearing and then put on one of Venus's wigs, and you don't see it because you don't want to see the queens take off their wigs and put on a different wig. So
I could be wrong, but I think maybe it was mentioned briefly that she also makes wigs on the side. Maybe, but regardless, we didn't know anything about the wigs. Regardless of what the reason is or why it's there, it wasn't shown to us.
Yeah,
I think this is a good lesson from that is branding and building your image and how you're presenting yourself is as much about what you're not putting in there as what you are putting in there. If you try to throw too many things at it, then it's like, what is your thing? What's the one thing people are going to remember from this experience? It's like I don't know if y'all ever heard of it. It's like the peak end rule of an experience, whatever it is, a movie, a show, whatever. You'll remember the highlight and you'll remember the ending. And that is like, even through this, you gotta host your way through it and make sure there's a good peak and then there's a good ending. But if there's too much stuff there, it's like, okay, what happened? What did we just experience just now?
Almost like Serena Chacha's talent show with the wigs. Why are they there?
Very that.
Yeah. Oh, Serena. Maybe she'll be in Latinas Royale or whatever. Who knows?
And go home first.
I go home first, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there was some maybe shady editing to make Viñas look a little worse and kind of make the audience like, because the wigs, all we saw was like the wigs were falling over, like, oh, this is such a mess, and it got the shade rattles and stuff.
Yeah, I just went back and looked. So they start with the blood pressure check in order to be eligible to enter the booth. Is like quite literally what she does. Like that's the eligibility is a blood pressure check. And then it's Viñas in confessional talking about like just going on and like she's just kind of going with the flow. And then it's hard cut and Precious and Sasha are wearing different wigs and they're doing the popcorn bit. Like it's hard cut, they're wearing different wigs. Like it's there's no discussion of wigs. There's no rhyme or reason. They're just wearing different wigs. So, and I think that just speaks to, I mean, Viñas said it at the top of her section. She knew she had the worst booth. She was incredibly rattled. She didn't know what she was doing and was just trying to make it through. It's so interesting to see Viñas. This is now 2 seasons in a row for her. Kind of dominate and then struggle right at the end. Like, and we heard her talk about it on the runway. Like, this is the furthest, like, she didn't make it to episode 8 of her first season. She got eliminated in episode 7. So for her to even make it this far, love to see it, love Viñas, but this is uncharted territory for her. She went into this episode very, very nervous. The nerves completely manifested for her. And I think she is very, very lucky that this was not a top 2 lip sync with lipsticks involved. Because I think if there was a lipstick involved here, I think Viñas goes home. Because I think they send a very strong front runner home in this scenario.
I would.
And the top
I absolutely
2
would.
didn't include her best friend either. So
Yeah,
she wouldn't
no,
have
Brigiding
that
would not
angle to
be.
save her either.
Exactly. I think she is very, very lucky that the format changed.
Mm-hmm.
Because A, she's an incredible lip syncer, and B, she was able to save herself in this scenario and didn't have to rely on one of the top 2 saving her instead. Because I have a very strong suspicion that either of the top 2 in this episode would have taken the chance to send her home if they could have.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the booth wasn't good. I'm sorry, baby. I didn't want to beat a dead horse. I'm not beating the dead horse. I love you, Viñas. I'm sorry. But let's talk about a booth that was really good, and that's Arizona's booth. Because Arizona, I love Arizona. I love Arizona. Genie, what'd you think?
This is what it should be. I mean, I loved it. It was light. It was fun. She's hosting a party. Have a beverage. Come sip some bubbles with me. What a nice time. That's hosting a party. You're hosting an event here in this little square that you have. And she did a really great job of hosting that event, and people came and had a fun time. And then she, she had the Brandy vodka thing. It was fun things to take away. It didn't feel pressurized. Didn't feel like there's too much to do. And it looks nice. You want to hang out in this space with this effervescent queen, and it's a fun time. It's a fun place to be. So, and especially like you're in this warehouse and filming, you want to hang out in a cool place. So she made a cool place that people would want to spend time in. I thought that was great.
Yeah, I think it's no surprise that Arizona did so well in this challenge. I think she's one of the most well-branded queens going into this challenge. But she's always so much fun. She made a great connection with both Sasha and Precious. She was funny from start to finish. I'll have to say her look also, I love that it matches the poster in the back as well. I just loved everything about like this portion of this booth, and there were some funny bits as well. Like she's asking, like, no, you need to tip me and all that stuff. And she's charging. I don't know if 2014 was a reference to anything. I don't know if y'all picked up on that at all. That was the cost of something.
Yeah, it was her merch was 2014 pesos. I wonder if that's the year she started drag.
Maybe.
That's the first thing that comes to mind, because I know she has been doing drag for a while. Mm-hmm. So that's like, not calling her old, but that's the first thing that comes to mind is maybe that's the year she started drag. But
yeah, I think just top to bottom, this is funny, so personable, so much fun. I would want to go to this booth. This just looks like a fun time.
Yeah, very well branded. But my favorite part about this booth is she is just being herself. She's not putting up a show. She's not trying to be somebody else. She's just being her normal Arizona Brandy, being fun and stupid and making us all remember that drag should be fun. It should be a good time. It's not that serious. But yeah, no, it's a lot of fun. She's very well branded as always. And it looks like she really had a great connection with Sasha and Precious.
Mm-hmm. The way that she had this table dress ready, and I was like, oh, this is going to be good. And again, I really laughed so loud during the Brandy, and then and then you're gonna have, and then they said Brandy, and then he was like, no, vodka. You know, that was great. And this, like, like with Brigiding was natural. This was also natural as well. Like it felt very natural. Like just talking to everyone, it just felt right. And calling it the speakeasy, just yes.
I would like to see her do this at whatever next DragCon she is able to go to. Like, I literally want this. Like, I want to go drink with Arizona Brandy. Like, that's what I want to go see. I want to point out my favorite part of this whole situation that no one's talked about yet, where she goes, I want you to speak easy on me. So if you have any questions that you need advice on. And Sasha goes, what do I do as to take care of my kids as a single mother? And Arizona goes, oh my God, you're a single mother. So you need to take care of your kids as a drag queen takes care of their wigs, right? That's it. That's it. There's no other
great advice. It's great advice.
What advice is that? That's not fucking advice. But I'm living. But I'm living for it. I don't care. I love it. Like, okay, work. Like, I just thought everything Arizona did in this challenge was so smart, so dumb, and so perfect. Like, and then to end, of course, with the Brandy vodka. I just thought she is so perfectly branded. She's so perfectly brandied. And I thought this was perfect. I thought it was absolutely perfect. Loved it. Now, I forgot. I didn't put these in order. Suki was second in the running order. I forgot. I thought she was fourth. So we're going to rewind.
We'll run with it.
Suki Doll. Whatever. Genie, what do you think of Suki?
Beautiful as always, visual stunning. It was a fun time. She had great merch. She had great things to give. I think this one was a little. I do wish she chit chatted and had let some room into it a little bit. But she had a lot of stuff to give them, and that's fun too. She had the little La Boo Boo or La Susu, which is I thought that was so funny. And I was like, when was this filmed? Was La Boo Boo a thing at that time? Am I behind? What happened? But she had.
This was filmed like 4 or 5 months ago. So the turnaround for this season was very, very. So La Boo Boo had like just
become a thing.
Kicked off.
Yeah,
and it was like just becoming a thing. So she was very on the moment with it. Yeah, she was on it.
Yeah. And it looks like her style, like I'm getting more a sense of who she is through this season as well, because she makes amazing clothes, amazing looks, but this is like there's like a fantasy, big, like the feathers and I get a sense of kind of her aesthetic, because it's beautiful all the time. I think she's like maybe my favorite from the season, just overall. And we talked about it earlier, but underrated, and I'm glad she got some time to shine.
Yeah, I agree. I loved Suki's booth. Just visually, it just looks elegant. It looks fashion. I mean, that's exactly who she is. And that was how she tailored her experience for Sasha and Precious. I really liked that she took like a tape measure for Sasha. And then she was just like, oh, you're a little too, I got to get the big one out. She had funny moments. And it's that kind of like, those little jokes, but also kind of in a complimentary way. And it was very motherly, because I think Suki has a motherly aspect to her demeanor. Everything about this booth really does feel like Suki. That's what I think is really a complete success on her part. I'm so glad that she did well in this challenge, and she gets recognized for it as well. I think I agree with you, Genie. Suki, I think, has been underrated for so long. I felt like she went tragically early in her season on Drag Race Canada. So I'm so glad that we get to see her, and she's just proven again, like she is of the international queens. She's the one who has had like the showing, in my opinion. And it just continued through here.
This is a branding challenge, and when you hear the name Suki Doll, you should automatically think that everybody automatically thinks that her brand is fashion. And if you look at this booth, it's exactly just that. So she is bringing it with the branding for this challenge. But yes, those La Susu dolls are are great. I kind of want one, but yes, she was interacting very well with Sasha and Precious. They were kikiing with her, laughing with her. They were enjoying all the giveaways that Suki was giving them. So overall, I think it was right that Suki is in the top for this challenge. And I think I forgot to mention this earlier with Arizona, but you mentioned earlier about not putting them in order. Well, let's just say there's a certain way that production put these booths in order that made other queens' booths look better than others. Other queens' booth experiences.
Yeah.
We'll get there shortly.
Telling a story. I will say, of the merch that she brought, they look genuinely like excited for that bag. That bag looked really nice. For, like,
and everything.
It was monogrammed, like I think it might have been like faux leather or something, but it looked like it wasn't some like paper giveaway anything. I was like, wow. Like,
Right.
Yeah. Something about this too, because like Suki did have a lot, but it was still like enjoyable, like from when you saw it. Because like, and the way that she built this booth as if like she was like making a garment, like,
yeah.
and the fact that she like during like their like setup and everything, like, and everyone's like so impressed, like, oh my god, like she finished her booth that quickly, huh? Excuse me.
And we forgot to mention Suki got the disadvantage in this challenge where she had one less minute for her presentation. Because Khianna decided to give her a disadvantage. So she had a minute less than everybody else to do her presentation and still killed the challenge. Hello? Like, girl, what?
And my favorite part of this all was when she like personalized designs for Sasha and Precious, and then when she was like, hey Sasha, look over there, and Precious, look over there. And then like makes like yeah I like put those in quotes like deliberately because I was just like, oh yeah, I think she had that prepared, so which I still loved how the way she improv that, so I was like, yes. And what I love too is you can see the outfits that she wore this season, because like I can see her entrance look here, and I'm like, oh,
as the ready to wear collection. The way she branded it as the ready to wear collection. Like, girl, I'm so like, that is the thing that I have loved seeing the most about Suki on this season, is how funny she is.
Yep.
Because we did not get to see her humor on Canada season 2. We've seen bits and pieces of it, like in her like later appearances on Canada. Like we saw it on Canada 5 when she came in as the mentor. But that's what I've loved seeing the most from Suki this season, is just how funny she is. Because like you all have said, like we expected this to be, you know, fashion, and we expected her booth to be very tailored and very well branded and very good, and then her presentation was nothing but humor, and I loved every single bit of it. Suki knew exactly what she needed to do to kill this challenge, and that's absolutely what she did. I loved every single bit of the challenge. And then when they pulled out the Lasusus and Sasha's had like the 60-inch wig, and Precious was like, well, I'm not that happy with mine, and Suki was like, oh no, don't worry, because you have the assets. I loved every bit of it. Suki killed this challenge in every way, shape, and form. I loved it, and I was thrilled to see it. Oh, and unfortunately, oh, Khianna, baby. We love you, Khianna. Love you, Khianna. So much love, Khianna. But oh, I don't know how many positive things we're gonna get to say about you, girl. Genie, what'd you think?
The mini challenge mistress. She's doing really well at that. I think it was just, she just tried to stuff too many things in this one, and too many moments things kind of fell off, and different, you know, like the little sticky things, and too much of it was happening. And I think, I don't know, I wonder if this is one of those situations where it helps to you can tell, I don't know if she like rushed into just putting it all together and sort of sitting for a second and thinking, what do I want this to be? What's the idea here? And then you never catch up. You keep rushing to try to make things work and stitch it together. I mean, I like the little spiky thing, and that's kind of cool. Spiky spikes, that's fun. But yeah, sucks that she didn't have something cohesive to put together for it. And I feel for her because time pressure and trying to make it happen.
I think one thing about Khianna that I think the judges kind of honed in on is that, I mean, she's in the process of kind of evolving as a queen herself. And I think she is a little, that shows in how like she's unsure of herself in the past few weeks. And so when you're in a branding challenge and you have to show what is the essence of me, and you can't really answer that question of like, what is the essence of me? I think that's where Khianna kind of stumbled and struggled in this challenge. I mean, I wish that, she would find that confidence that I've seen her on her original season and in the first half of the season, because I think she is fierce and amazing. And I think she's performed so well in this season. I just wish I saw that fierceness here. I think, honestly, if she came in with that sort of like cutthroat fierceness that we saw in the first few episodes when kind of approaching Precious and Sasha, I think they would get a sense of her personality and kind of be like, oh, this is a bad bitch. She's amazing. Like she's the it girl. She is the lip sync assassin here. I just think what we're seeing from the booth doesn't really reflect what I think of when I think of Khianna. I think the sharp edges kind of maybe show that she is kind of a sharp personality at times. I think she definitely has kind of a cutting, like fierce personality, like I said before, but I don't think she really zoned in on anything that really showed herself in the best light and connected with Sasha and Precious.
I think the booth is fine. It looks like there's an overall theme with the spikes. But I think what was missing is I didn't think she really had a vision of what the experience should be for her guests. And that, I know we talked about this earlier, is kind of a testament to her not having attended DragCon and seeing what it's like. So unfortunately, she kind of is on the lower end of the totem pole for that. But yeah, no, I think that was what was missing, was she didn't really have a vision. She didn't kind of have an idea of what she wanted the guests to experience.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because like as you can see in the booth looks good. Because the spikes of it all and like the ideas were there. It's just that I think like because she never experienced the DragCon experience, it just couldn't translate as much. And the way, okay, I'm not sure if this was intended the way how like Sasha and Precious was interacting, but like they made it as like Precious was like the biggest fan that was like crying uncontrollably, and I think that was kind of faltered in a way where I think Khianna would have done a little bit better on trying to like interact a little more. So like I wanted to bring that up specifically because I was like so confused, like why was like, and then this was that instance and then everyone else was that instance. So
it felt weird, right? I noted that as well, where I don't know whether, and I'm really curious what the brief that Sasha and Precious were given, because it seemed like they were given the brief of go in and be big fans of everyone. That seems like that was the, like, be the big, and they both have DragCon experience, so they know what those kinds of like fans that are, oh my god, you are my favorite queen, like that kind of energy. Like they both know what that's like. This one, I agree with you, Brandon. This one felt a little bit more put on. It very well could be editing just to give us the perspective that Khianna is going to be in the bottom. Because I didn't really get that energy from any other booth. Maybe Brigiding's. I think is maybe the closest to this one that we got, because at the start of Brigidings, like they were they both walked up and were like, oh my god, we're such big fans, like, and that was the energy that they both gave Briggs. This one was very, very specifically different, and it felt like a big disadvantage for Khianna. And I don't know whether that's editing. I don't know whether that was just a specific decision made by Precious and Sasha. I'm not sure what that was. It threw Khianna off completely. And I think whatever it was, I think that's really unfortunate for Khianna, because it really did throw her off. And I don't know whether the queens got to see the other DragCon booth experiences. I don't know what the full logistics of the challenge were. I'd love to know, because I think that would give context to the whole experience. But it threw Khianna off from the beginning, on top of her already knowing her booth wasn't the best, on top of her not bringing merch to the show, which I guess was on the list of things for them to bring.
If everybody else did.
It seems like everyone else did. So I guess that was on the list of things to bring. On top of her going through a branding crisis, on top of being in the bottom last week, on top of not being seen throughout this entire competition, and probably needing to have been in the top on a couple of different occasions in this competition, on top of having just come off of a season, like, what are we doing here? It felt so unfair.
Yeah, I think also we see later confessionals of them reminiscing about their DragCon time. I can imagine setting up, they probably did the same thing and talked about all of their memories with DragCon. Khianna doesn't have that. And so maybe she feels like, I have no reference for what I'm about to do here. And to have that, and then to have the whole set piece with what Precious was doing. I mean, I'm sure Khianna has, like, meet and greet. She's done that kind of thing before, but DragCon is just a different kind of, it's different. It's similar, but different.
And not even that much as a Rue girl. Like, she just came off of season 3, and just like, she's maybe at this point she's got under a year. Like, and that was one of the things that I was worried about when Khianna was cast. I was so excited. I love Khianna. But I was a little bit worried coming off of her original season. Like, was the evolution going to be there? Were we going to be able to see her show more? And the answer has been yes this season. We've seen so much great drag from Khianna. This is kind of the point where, the wheat has hit the chaff, and it's kind of like, okay, this is the stopping point for Khianna, where it's like, okay, we've hit the point where she kind of can't really show anything else right now, because she doesn't know who she is as a drag artist right now. And we kind of saw that, unfortunately, we saw her kind of just completely unravel in this episode. And I, as a fan of Khianna and a fan of this show, really didn't love to see it, to be honest with you. Like, it was unfortunate to see. I think she did the best she could have in this challenge, but unfortunately, you take the K off of the booth, this could have been anybody else's booth.
I will say, to be real, this experience is reflective of many actual DragCon booth experiences at DragCon. There's a lot of shit just thrown up and put over here and stapled and glued over, and a lot of outfits that were just a backup outfit that is what you've decided to wear at DragCon. I don't know, maybe it doesn't matter to some people because it's like just another thing or whatever, but this reflects the real experience. So she knew it better than she thought she did. It's like
she did a damn good job for having no actual real life context of DragCon. Like, this is better than a lot of DragCon booths I've seen
in real life.
I'm not going to name names, but there
I mean,
are plenty of booths I've seen that are worse than this.
You bring up a good point, though. It makes me think of what if somebody else in the competition had gotten farther? Like, let's say Siam, who had just gotten off of Thailand 3, similar situation to Khianna, hadn't had that much time as a Rue girl in that universe. Similar situation. It seems like some people inherently have that advantage over others just for this specific challenge.
And it begs the question of like, I like this challenge. I think it's a fun challenge. But for Slaysian Royale, I'm a little like, I like this challenge. I hope we see it again. I would like to see it on a season where it's a bit more of an even playing field. Because this did give 4 queens a really big advantage, where unfortunately, and that's just happenstance. And like, if we ended up in this scenario where, you know, if the first 5 queens who were eliminated on this season ended up being the top 5, you know, we would have a completely different scenario where, you know, those queens, like some of those queens don't have the advantage. Like, I know Sumting has gone to a couple of drag cons, Ivory's gone to a couple of drag cons. So like it's all circumstantial here. It really just sucks for Khianna that she's the only one that hasn't gone. So I see it's one of those risk reward scenarios that I see, and I appreciate Drag Race Philippines creating new and different challenges. This is just one of the scenarios where it just kind of sucks that you're isolating, unfortunately, circumstantially, you're isolating one queen who has never been to a drag con, has no experience, just came off of a season, is going through a branding crisis, and has very limited experience as a Rue girl and with meet and greets, and just came out of the bottom. And it's like, it's just pile it onto Khianna. It just sucks. Like it just sucks for her. You know what I mean? It really just sucks. And there's not really much you can do. I would love to see this challenge come back actually on a full season of Philippines, because I think it would be really fun to see queens that have never done a drag con create a booth and see what they would come up with. And I agree, we kind of talked about it earlier, I would love to see this transfer over to a UK season or a US season and see what those queens come up with. I think that would be a really fun idea as well. This just sucks for Khianna, point blank. But
she won 4 mini challenges though.
Yeah.
But she's won 4 mini challenges.
I feel like she should have won maybe some other challenges too. I think she's been doing great in this competition. It's just,
I agree.
You win some, you lose some.
Yeah, it was a perfect storm this episode, unfortunately, for Khianna.
Yeah. And then you couple that with the conversation that they have as we're getting ready, and it starts with, you know, DragCon discussions, and everyone's reminiscing about, you know, their DragCon experiences, except for Khianna. And, you know, talking about their DragCon experiences. And then Arizona brings up her DragCon experience that includes our dear sweet Ate Jiggly. And as we know, they had filmed this, and I believe this was about a week after Jiggly's passing.
Mm-hmm.
Because Bernie's elimination episode was the day after Jiggly's passing. So they were all still filming and still reeling, and I can only imagine, especially for the Panay Queens, I can only imagine, you know, competing and having the pressure and, you know, still being in the competition, and then also having the pressure and having the knowledge of Jiggly's passing, and seeing all of the emotion come out. I'm glad that we got to see this beautiful, incredible tribute from Jiggly,
Mm-hmm.
and see them, you know, talk shit about Jiggly one more time, because she would have loved that.
Oh, yeah. I think it was very profound just seeing, like, we saw Arizona, like, grieving, like she's processing the grief. I mean, I can't imagine being on camera and having to go through processing someone who, like, it was shocking for us. Like, that's like a legend of Drag Race, dying in a allegedly like tragic circumstances. Somebody to Arizona who's much closer, and he reminisces a time, all the things that she's done nice for her and her career. It was very profound. It was honestly a very real, raw, emotional moment that we saw.
It's always more exciting seeing it from Arizona because we always knew her as the comedy queen, as someone who's always just laughing at everything with everybody. So seeing this kind of real emotional side of her is always a good time to see for TV, and helping us understand her a lot more.
Definitely.
Yeah, this was one of the biggest parts. I was just like, oh, this, like, I'm about to cry now because, like,
I did.
Yeah,
I did.
Thankfully, like, I kind of held it together. I was just like, obviously, like, it was like that week when they found out, it was so heartbreaking. I remember when I found out, I was like, oh damn, like, this was serious.
Yeah.
Like,
it hit all of us. I mean, I can only imagine what the queens that knew her very personally went through. I've heard from a lot of them, you know, what they went through. I can, as fans, I mean, I've loved Jiggly for years, so to know that, you know, we lost her in the way that we did that's not ever how any of us wanted to lose her. But you know, I'm happy we got her as much as we did. I love that she was such a big part of Drag Race Philippines, and will continue to be a big part of Drag Race Philippines. She will never not be a part of Drag Race Philippines. And to see her, you know, continue to be a part of this season as well is so special. So, yeah. Love Jiggly. But on a more positive note, not that Jiggly isn't positive. We love her. That bitch. I love her. We should talk quickly about some runway looks, because that's also a part of this episode. Because Mama Pow looks great. Lovely. Beautiful. In red.
And she's pregnant.
She's expecting.
And she's pregnant. Good for you, Mama Pow. Good for you. Good for you.
Great look. Love the look. Love the silhouette. Love the poofy bottom part. I wish I could see the beads a little bit more, but that's, you know, minor critique.
Yeah, I have to say, like, her looks this season, like, the trend alert was the Filipino, like,
The shoulder
padding that is so beautiful, traditional look out of the Philippines, and she's sported it so well this entire season.
Yeah, she has a theme going for every season of her looks, right? Like, there's like a consistent. She's very good at that. This one is the shoulders.
Branding.
Yeah,
branding. Yeah, exactly. And of course, we're suckers for a monochromatic look, because all red, just beautiful.
It's so good. It's so good. I love that she's gone mostly red hair this season. You know, we've had a few moments of different things, but I do love this red hair moment that we got from her here. So very, very, very good. Precious, looking precious, delicious, all of the things. There was no good full shot of Precious's look, so this is the best we got. But I love this hair specifically. She looks gorgeous.
It's a shame because, like, there's a lot to like look at on this look. I just kind of want to, you know, just digest it and, like, you know.
So the intern that is running the Drag Race Philippines Instagram, come to the front. Post the damn judges' looks in a consistent manner every week, please. Thank you. That is all. There is inconsistency.
Gorgeous look, though. I mean, yes, Mug is mugging. She looks great. Love the butterflies all over the dress. I don't think we've ever seen her in this kind of look before. I mean, but I might be wrong. But regardless, she's serving it, and seems very on brand for her.
Yeah, yeah, very very branding for Precious, like especially because like at first that like I thought they were flowers, but then when I saw the butterfly in the wig, like because like the shoulders look more like flowers, but I can tell they're all butterflies.
In the corset specifically, they almost look like Hisui and Zoroa's, and I'm really I know that's just my. They almost look like Hisui and Zoroa's.
Oh, that's so you, Logan.
I know, but
Logan critique.
Genie,
let
do you know
me
what that is?
live.
And I got it immediately.
Please educate
It's
Genie.
a Pokemon, Genie. It's a Pokemon.
Oh, okay.
And I got it immediately when you said that. I was just like,
Thank you. I'm in
right away.
company with Pokemon nerds and genies, so let me live.
I stopped at 151, and then after that, I don't know what happened.
She caught 151 and she don't want to catch anymore.
Not Genie, a Gen 1er. God.
I know, that's all I know.
At least maybe Gen 2. At least Gen 2.
Hey, that's
Yeah,
Genie.
I use that barometer for other things too. I'm like the first 150 Drag Race queens are the original 150, and I'm in there. I was 140 something.
Drag
So
queen.
it's like 150 is like.
Do you remember? Do you know who number 151 is?
I don't know. I don't remember in Pokemon or in Drag Race.
No, in Drag Race.
I don't know. Whatever season was after Thailand, because all of us fit into. We were like one. I counted it one day. We were like in the 130s to the 140s, and whatever season came out after that would have been. I think it would have been Drag Race UK season 1.
Okay, might have to go figure that out.
Yeah.
That's
But
fun, though.
I personally don't count the switch as part of this. I know it is kind of. I don't know what it is. That's a crazy show. There's some crazy stuff going on.
It's a nuts show.
It's a fever dream of the drag gala. It was insane. But yeah, 150.
Good
okay,
show. Absolutely nuts. Anyway,
different topic. Several topics.
Anyway, yes. Anyway, Sasha Colby, everyone.
Amazing.
Gorgeous.
Beautiful.
This is
my favorite color.
This is if you think of Sasha Colby runway, this is an example of that very well on brand for her. Love the color on her skin. She's serving as always.
I was gonna say the flower in the hair. I mean, I love like it gives that
Islander feel,
Hawaiian vibe from her.
Love it.
Agreed.
Beautiful.
Agreed. Well, we're going to go very quickly through our runways. We'll talk in full on Look Over Here, but category is Rebirth. This is different than a Redemption runway. This is your, I guess, best runway from your original season, and you're redoing.
I missed we did not get that. I was thinking.
Oh no! So this is taking one of your taking one of your best runways and redoing it.
Okay.
So it's very fun.
That's actually a lot harder, to be honest. That's tough. That's
yeah.
Oh
yeah.
I loved this concept. So first up, this is Suki Doll rebirthing her entrance look from Canada season 2. Genie, what do you think?
I love the hair, the headpiece, the balance, the proportion. There are I'm reading about it right now in this book, actually, I got it from the library. There are 5 principles of art that apply to beauty as well. And like I'm still learning about like rhythm, balance, harmony. There's like 5 principles of like art that are classical art principles that you can apply to beauty and fashion too. And she just, even as a viewer, like even if we don't even know that part, which I'm still learning that thing, but you see how she balance and color and like all of it is so. Emphasis is another one. She knows how to do it, where she knows where to put your eye to look at this and then you follow down it's just such a flow to what she does. I just love it.
Yeah.
It just
rhythm,
magical.
balance, color, harmony, emphasis,
proportion. I think is one of them. Something like that. Yeah,
something like that.
Yeah.
I'm like, I learned that one time somewhere in an art class somewhere. Yeah.
I love her. I love her looks. It's amazing.
Yeah, I love this look. I just love her mind. I think making like it is so difficult. Like there's a lot going on like on the way down of the dress, but the silhouette is still there and it's clear. And you know, that takes someone who's very, very skilled and knows their craft. And Suki, honestly, always amazing. I'm surprised I need to look at like her other runways. I'm surprised she considers this her best runway because I don't remember this entrance look from her. I remember some of her other runways in Canada, though, being like, oh my gosh, like Suki needs to come back because this is amazing. Maybe her, you know what? She already kind of redid her design look. So maybe she didn't want to retread waters that she's already done in the season. Because that's the one look that I was like, that was amazing from her original season. But this is amazing. She's amazing. She's fashion. It's fashion.
But is it fashion?
It's fashion, burp.
It's fashion.
Especially with
fashion,
Suki Doll. Right. Especially with Suki Doll. I mean, she definitely succeeded in this challenge of making an amazing look even more amazing. You can still see that it was derived from the original look that it was and then elevated 10 times. But knowing Suki, she can probably still even elevate this 10 more times and would still be gagged. But yes, she definitely succeeded in elevating her original already very amazing look.
I was thinking to myself, how would she recreate it? And then the way that she did, I was like, okay, now I see why. Because I remember when we saw the original entrance look, it was like it was just like mostly red, and the fact that this is red and black, like that shows the elevation there. So I think I'm doing a look over here. I have to double check because I have to figure out my schedule, but I know for a fact that I have a lot to say about this.
Period. I love this look. This is my favorite look of the week. So, and I loved her entrance look. So I think there are a couple of different runways she could have done and a couple of different looks she could have done from her season. This is such a good look because it's like this tiered, balanced, beautiful art piece almost that she came in with. And I love that she recreated it. So I think it's very, very fun. Next up, Brigiding Ding 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 Ding. This was the Pink Pak Boom, I think is what the runway was called, from season 1 of Philippines.
It's nice. I don't know. It's all right. I know it fit her body and it's a cool black bodysuit. I don't know. It's not my taste, but I get the Monster High Barbie 2010 grungy punky sort of. I get it. I get the look. I get the time period. It's fine. It's not my favorite.
I always like black and pink put together. I think they are a great color combination.
In your area?
He doesn't listen to them.
Oh. He's gonna take my gay card. Let me get it.
Thank you. Anyway, I made a very good reference, Mike.
And I totally, you gave me a volley, and I totally missed it.
Thank you, John. Thank you.
But this look, I love the color combination. I always think it's a great color combination of black and pink. But
in your area.
But my favorite part about this look, I think, is actually the wig. And not just like what she does with the wig. I think it was a beautiful wig beforehand, but the fact that she brings out spray paint and just like goes crazy on it. Just great presentation of this runway. I thought like amazing wig, and also looks amazing with the colors in it as well. So I think this is a big win for her.
I think the fit was gorgeous on her. She is little slim, super tight dress on her body, and then balance that out with that big boa around her. That wig with that wig height is gorgeous. Blonde looks honestly really amazing on Brigiding. But yes, adding those colors and spray painting that as part of her presentation was also very cool. But yes, it does add on to the grunge kind of punk rock theme that this look is going for. But yeah, no, this look I think it's very gorgeous on Brigiding. Honestly, it's probably one of my top Brigiding looks.
I'm rewatching it right now because like as she posted it, like the way that I forgot that she sprayed it literally on her on the runway. I thought that was so smart that she did that, because and it just shows like how she can do it. So but yeah, like but I will say this though, I was very impressed to see like just the whole presentation of it all. So because like this is like literally like hugged on her perfectly. So yeah.
The fit was great. The look itself could be improved, but the fit was great, and I loved the presentation of it. It just wasn't. Briggs has brought so many great runway pieces that I'm like, oh, okay, you look good. And that's no shade. She looks good, but it's just, okay, girl, sure, work. Compared to, I mean, Viñas looking, hello, like, girl.
An idea, a really great idea, like a fantastic idea executed in such a fun way. I think the hair is obviously amazing, but I loved her face mask even more. She didn't make up like a face mask, like a cut, like like a makeup skin mask as makeup, and it looks great. And I think she did an amazing job. I think it's also it tells me, I don't know if this is her brand, but the towel thing, the robe thing, the spot, that's what I see of her. That's like where I see her world. So it just makes perfect sense. I love it. I think it's so great.
I love this look on Viñas. I think this is actually, I think my second favorite of the improvements, and I will get to the other one, my favorite in a bit. But that wig is amazing. It's giving me like Sedusa from Powerpuff Girls vibes. Like it's like they're like clutching the rollers. And even like the rest of the look kind of gives me that as well, because it's very like, robe and very like seductress kind of thing. This is opulent. I love like all the stoning on the robe as well. Like a clear improvement on what was already a great look, in my opinion, from her entrance look.
She's camp and she knows it, and she will make sure that we know it, that she's camp and having a good time while also looking fabulous on the runway like she is doing now. My favorite part is the reveal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love how Sasha was like, "Where'd you get this? Who made this wig?" Like, just like because you can tell she wants this, and like, and I'm glad that Viñas chose the pink rollers look. Just overall, just like, come on now.
So good. So good. And then the robe reveal into another robe.
Of the same exact robe.
The same exact robe, ma'am.
Genius.
Viñas.
I love it. Arizona Brandy redoing her animal couture look from the finale of season 2 of Drag Race Philippines.
Beautiful tailoring, gorgeous, sparkly, colorful. The hair, I mean, all of it goes so well. It's really, really lovely. Arizona Brandy is pretty great. I really like her drag. I really like her drag a lot. And what Sasha said is correct. Mugler has done a lot. Can be done in all kinds of ways, but she did it very, very well. So kudos to Arizona.
Yeah, I agree. This is my favorite of the runways tonight. I think this is just such a huge improvement of the original look. And the original looks good, but this is just like fashion. It's like hugging her so perfectly. The silhouette's amazing. This kind of look, the suit, it's done a lot, and it's done a lot with like some issues. I feel like I've seen this silhouette quite a lot this past week, specifically. And this is one of the best that I've seen. This is amazing. I love the patterning in her straight hair as well, the animal print in her hair. I'm really happy that they're giving Arizona her flowers for her looks this week, because I always feel like she's brought amazing looks. But I'm glad that she's getting the recognition that she deserves for having great looks.
Yeah, the only thing I'm going to add is, yes, I agree to Genie and Michael that this look is amazing. It's fitted very well, very tailored. She's elevated the original look very well. But this season, I have always loved Arizona Brandy since her season, but this season is making me love her even more. And we saw that on the runway as well when she was finally when she's telling us she's finally happy that she's getting recognition for fashion, because she never saw herself as that. The fan base never saw her as that. So it's exciting that she is changing now our perception of her and really just counting her, including her now as also comedy, also fashion, also a great lip sync performer.
Mm-hmm. I love that you went from dress to blazer and suit, and OMG, it's pants, because literally. And I want to steal this because I would wear this in a heartbeat.
It's called fashion. Look it up. Baby, the way she has done a 180 on fashion, minus those few couple moments this season, has been sickening, and I've loved every bit of it. I've loved every single bit of it. This is the coolest Arizona Brandy has ever looked, and I love it. 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 I love it.
Especially she started the season being like, I was not seen as like a really strong runner up, and I'm loving that she is now kind of coming into her own of like, yeah, she is that it girl. She deserved that runner up position in her season. She was that fierce.
And she's gonna be another strong runner-up. No kidding.
Not to Khianna.
But speaking of, last up is Khianna redoing her. It was the carnival runway.
The faces.
The face. Yeah, y'all know which one.
Yeah, this one was my favorite. Just big concept, larger than life, the movement, the crazy silhouette. I loved it. I think it's so fun. It's her original was also very good. So it is very like, I don't know if the rebirth thing was like clear to everybody what that exactly meant, even to the contestants themselves. Because like you're not trying to make it's not, I don't think it's that clear, but her original was great. This is fantastic as well. I love magical, like this is just fun to look at. It's fun to see her. It was fun to see her lip sync, even though that didn't go the way she wanted it to, but it is just a beautiful look. I think it's super stunning. Like this is something people would stop you to just stare at, and strangers who don't know anything about Drag Race would be like, oh, what is that? Like they would just love this look for the creativity of it.
Yeah, I love this look in isolation. I think this look is incredible. I think the problem that I have with it is like when you compare it to the original, I actually like the original better because I think what's striking about it of the original is like it's the masks that are next to her face, and it's a very evocative imagery. Instead, like on this, and this is a minor nitpick, by the way, but like in this one, like we just have like the golden horses, which are very pretty. This look is gorgeous, and this is such a great look for her. But when we look at the original look, I'm like, that's one of like my favorites from the season period was that original look. And so she went for the Grand Slam, and she got a home run. But like it didn't reach the heights that I had from the original look. But this look is amazing. I think it's incredible. It's just Khianna has raised the bar for herself so high. Minor nitpick. That's really it.
I agree to everything Michael said, and I have nothing else to add.
Mm-hmm. I think what's interesting is the way that she, like, with the faces, like, she put them on like the actual like garment itself, which is still fine because again, it still gives the multiple faces. But like, I agreed with the judges with this because like I prefer like the mask because it ever so changed. Like that's what I loved about it so much. This is still amazing though. Like, just again, look at it.
I'm going to agree with Genie here. I really, really enjoy this. I actually prefer this to the original. I liked the original a lot, but I felt like the actual garment in the original was suffering to the actual face reveal, which I understand was the point of that runway. So I see it and I understand it. I think this just is a big show-stopping spectacle. And I really, really enjoy it. I think the proportions of this are absolutely stunning. Every single bit of this look is so thoroughly thought out and perfectly executed for me. And I actually really like the horses surrounding her face here as opposed to the faces surrounding her face. I like both looks a lot, but I think I like this one a little bit more. But I see where y'all are coming from for sure.
I want to add one thing about Khianna's. Oh, go ahead, Mike. Go ahead, Mike.
I'm saying this face she's painted is just absolutely beautiful.
It's so good. Yeah,
it is.
I love that style. That's easy, like 1920s. I love it.
Yeah,
it looks so great on her. I think just seeing this look, seeing her look for the booth, I wonder if her. And I know we're talking about like her figuring out her brand and where she's going with it. I think maybe she's more of a dark and spooky queen more than she's letting be seen, because if you do that, then they'll say, oh, you're only doing spooky stuff. Like that's too specific for most judges, I guess, I feel. But that is, I feel like it's coming through. I don't know. Are y'all seeing that come through in her aesthetic?
I got that sense
where she's going.
Mm-hmm.
She's a lot more alternative than I think she's ever realized. And we've seen so much of that throughout the season. Like I think of the body bag look that we saw from her. I think of the, what was the other, like she's had like 3 or 4 runways this season that have really lent a lot more horror and a lot more alternative. And I think, yes, thank you. Like the Substance runway, like there's so many different runways that she's done that have lent so much more alternative. And even this one is a bit more alternative compared to what we saw from her on season 3. And I would say even then she still lent, like it was very like her brand on season 3 was like sharp edges, but still clean, polished, good drag. And here I think we're seeing a little bit darker. I agree with you completely. It's like darker, twisted, horror inspired. There's this like almost macabre inspired, and I am loving to see it. And I hope we get to see more of that inspired. And there's still like the pop girl element to her as well. And we saw a lot of that on season 3. We've seen a lot of that in this season as well. And I hope she keeps a lot of that in her drag, because that is a big tenet of what we've seen from Khianna. And I think that's a big tenet of her drag in general. But I've loved to see the more alternative spooky side, and that's something I've praised her for this entire season, has been, you know, seeing that beautiful different side of Khianna and seeing this almost transitionary period of Khianna's drag. It's been beautiful to see. It's a bit unfortunate we're seeing the kind of conclusion of it through this episode, but I think it's been beautiful to see throughout the season. But I agree with you completely. It's so fun. It's so fun to see it. But we get some results, and the Untucked was not the most eventful in the world, other than, you know, everybody knew what the result was going to be and all of that.
I thought it was interesting. They were like talking almost entirely in Tagalog, and I was just like, Suki is just sitting on the edge of the couch, just like, I have no idea what y'all are saying right now.
But I'm living.
Yeah.
Like that's basically what it was.
Well, she knew she was in the top, so she's like, I'm just sitting.
I'm just gonna sit here. I don't need to talk.
Yeah, and they gave her one moment of, I feel great, I did great, and I am very happy with what I did. And she should be, because she won.
Woo!
And so did Arizona.
happy.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm
yeah,
happy.
yeah. The boots were great. They're both very well branded, and they knew their brand, and we knew what the brand was.
Yeah, I think in this case, I don't always love a double win. Double wins are usually a little bit more contentious, but I think in this case, I really agreed with it. I think both of them really understood the assignment. They understood what this challenge was, and they really both separately and very successfully knew what needed to be done, completed the challenge, and both had incredible runway looks. I really don't think there was any way to separate them in this challenge, and I'm really happy that they both got a challenge win.
I'm going to disagree with you a little bit here.
Fair.
Because
Fair.
I think, Suki has just been due for a win this entire time. And not to say Arizona had a great showing this episode, and she deserves her flowers too. But I feel like Suki also deserved a time for her to be the only one to like get flowers and just be like, the prettiest girl at the ball that week. So, the season's already been so overproduced, in my opinion. Couldn't we one more time just like give Suki, her due attention and to let her just have it? But I was worried at first when they gave it to Arizona and not Suki. I was like, oh my gosh, no, Suki's not going to get a win. But I am glad that they got a double win. They both had worthy performances this week of a win.
No, yeah, I was like, they gave Arizona the win. I was like, oh wait, they gave it to also Suki as well. I was like, okay, but I was like, I wanted Suki to pull this off. I was like, I remember saying like, oh, this is Suki's week to win finally, and I mean, she did win, but I kind of wish it was for just her. But I mean, what Arizona presented this week as well, like, was just as good. So I can see why it was like the double win. So.
And like, I'm going to be real honest. I love Suki. I love what she did this week. But like, if I were to give the win to one person, I think it might have been Arizona. Like, I think if I had to give the win to one person, I do think what Arizona did was a little bit cleaner and more concise in the challenge than what Suki did by like the smallest hair. But I would not have wanted that because I think both of them deserve a win for the performances that they both gave in this challenge. Like, neither of them deserved to be snubbed for this challenge, in my opinion. I see what you mean, Mike. I agree with a lot of your points there. And I think Suki did deserve an opportunity to be the belle of the ball and all of those things. For me, I just don't think this may have been that challenge. Mm-hmm. I think the design challenge might have been that challenge, or like something else of that caliber. I think in this case, I maybe would have just given a solo win to Arizona in this case, but I think it needed to be a double win here. But they both get a win. Briggs is called safe, rightfully so. And Khianna and Viñas are our bottom two. Lip syncing to Race Car by Callista. What did we think of this lip sync?
I'm going to give a hot take. I think Khianna actually won this lip sync for me.
I don't think that is that hot of a take because I might agree with you.
It was a close lip sync. I feel like the first half was definitely Khianna's, and I feel like Viñas, she turned something on in the second half, and you could see the energy ramp up for that second half of the lip sync. But I was just impressed with what Khianna was doing in such a restricting outfit. I was kind of mesmerized, honestly.
I think, personally, at least for me, but yes, I agree. I think Khianna should have won, but also personally, I think Venus's face mask was kind of distracting and did not do her any favors when it came to the lip sync. And that's why I think Khianna should have won.
Yeah, Khianna was great. With her, she knew how to, even though it was gigantic outfit and what Sasha was saying, like, we're covered in the artifice and all this, but she was able to move, and it was mesmerizing. It was a visual spectacle, and it was creepy, and it was very cool. I thought it was a good performance. I think it's hard to tell with how things are cut, but there could have been, no one would have been surprised if she had stayed, if Khianna had stayed.
Yeah.
It felt like a toss up to me because I really did not know how it was gonna go because both of them held their own how they did, especially with the fact that Khianna wore that dress of it all and still killed it. I do kind of agree with what Jonathan said about Khianna took the first half, or I forgot who said it, but it just Khianna brought it in the first half and then Viñas brought it in the second half, so it kind of evened out. So it really was a toss up. So
I thought they both really performed well. This is a great lip sync overall. It came down to what kind of style do you prefer really in this lip sync? Because Viñas was giving high energy, emotion, it really she was giving it and she had a really nice kind of slow burn performance to this song, which I really, really liked. And I think that's the song kind of really appreciates that almost in a way where the song kind of ramps up in that way. And so I really, really liked what Viñas was doing here. I think the face mask, I do agree with you, Jonathan. I think the face mask really almost impeded her in some places where I was I want to take you more seriously in this lip sync, but you're wearing this face mask. So I'm oh, I don't really know. Khianna here, I was so impressed with, and this is so different than any other Khianna lip sync we had ever seen, because we know Khianna to be bucking and kicking and splitting and all of these things. And I agree with you all. I was so mesmerized is the word I'm going to use. So mesmerized by Khianna in this lip. I could not take my eyes off of Khianna at any point, even if it was literally Viñas on the screen and only Viñas on the screen. My eyes wanted to go to wherever Khianna was on that stage. I was so entranced almost by what Khianna was doing. Yes, it was a lot of similar movements and similar things, but she created this, and it's kind of like what we were talking about just now, Genie, with this kind of shift in Khianna's drag, where she's kind of going a little bit more spooky and a little bit more of this alternative vibe. And we kind of saw that in this lip sync where she took it to this horror kind of beautifully spooky haunting place. And I just loved it. And I understand that it would be really disappointing to send home the front runner here, but I would have done it. I absolutely would have done it.
If she went home, if Viñas went home, who would be the front runner after that, or who are the front runners after that?
Brigiding.
Brigiding.
Okay.
Yeah, Brigiding in Arizona.
In Arizona. Yeah.
And who is there anyone you would say was a front runner, but who got cut earlier, but maybe could have made it further? No.
No, because based on the way that go ahead, Mike.
I was going to say, personally, I thought Bernie was pretty fierce in the first few weeks. She had some really bad weeks. That's complete. I think that's undebatable. I think she had some weak weeks, but in the first few weeks, she was safe, where I was you could have put Bernie in the top there. And going into the season, I had a really high, not expectations, but I was hoping Bernie would do really, really well. Unfortunately, that's not what happened.
It's just tough because it is top. This top five is very strong.
Yeah.
You had to cut somebody, and it's just going to be by a hair.
Yeah.
Everybody's very strong in their own right.
And I do think ultimately this came down to kind of track record and knowing that Viñas has absolutely killed this competition, and Khianna is kind of just at not necessarily her breaking point, but there may not be anything left for Khianna to show right now, even if we just saw an absolutely incredible performance from her. I do unfortunately think it was Khianna's time, but not without an absolutely incredible performance here in this final lip sync from her. And a great performance from Viñas as well. I think it's not an undeserved lip sync win from Viñas. I really thought I was going to be the only one coming in here saying that Khianna won this lip sync, so I'm a little baffled by that, honestly. But yes, we do lose Khianna here, and it's very emotional, as you know, a lot of the eliminations have been so far this season. But
she did fantastic throughout the season, and once she figures out what her next brand is, everybody better be scared. Run scared.
Maybe
everybody.
we are going to be scared. Maybe it's horror. Maybe Khianna for Dragula. So
Yeah.
you know,
I was
You heard it
saying,
here first.
I was saying, like, there's a couple of like Filipino queens that I was thinking Khianna. Now that you mention it, Khianna would be a good idea. I also think Ovi Cunt would be a good idea.
Ovi.
So,
Ovi.
We
Yes,
said
please.
Yudipota, so
Yudipota.
Yes.
Yes. But yes,
but Khianna, yes, we love it.
absolutely. We love you, Khianna.
Yes, we were a fan in season 3. We were a fan this season as well.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And of course, Khianna gets cut right before the music video challenge next week. How fun! What privilege. But yes, next week, Final Four music video. Who knows what's going to happen after that? Who knows what we're going to see going into a finale? Who knows? We'll find out.
Mysteries about.
Indeed. But all I know is we've got only 2 more episodes left of the season, and I'm sad.
yeah.
It's been a great season.
What a lovely season. What a great season. But I have a question for the panel. I'm going to start with Brandon.
Okay.
Who would you like, now that we have our final 4, who would you like to see win this season of Slaysian Royale? Brandon Wu.
Oh God. So this is tough for me because like the one person that's still in my draft is still hanging by a thread, and I actually want her to win. Like Suki Doll.
Period. Jonathan.
Well, we didn't get to do the draft because I was not part of the podcast when y'all did the draft, and I was so bummed out that I just joined afterwards. But because when I look at her brand, I do get reminded of the essence of Philippines, Viñas DeLuxe.
Yeah, 100% agree. Viñas DeLuxe, she was a front runner in her original season. I kind of thought she was going to take it all until she went. I hope she takes it all here.
I think Arizona Brandy. I vote for Arizona Brandy. I mean, they're all amazing at this point. They're all fantastic.
Tough choice.
Right.
We're splitting hairs.
Yeah, but I think just something about serving champagne in a DragCon booth, I'm like, that's a winner.
Right.
That's what a winner does.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a really, really close battle at this point. I think there's a lot of people that I really think it could come down to anyone. I think for me, the person that has shown the most growth this season, the person that has, done the most transforming from their original season to now, and I think the person that really could be the beacon of Slaysian Royale, I think it's going to be Brigiding.
Yeah,
I really think this
something different.
Yeah, I really think what we're going to see is, this storyline of Briggs coming from, being kind of one of the biggest name girl coming into her first season of Philippines and then really not performing the way that she's wanted, and then coming into Slaysian and getting this storyline of redemption and doing really, really well every single week. Briggs has not been in the bottom yet. Briggs is
one more challenge.
Briggs is so far is, I believe, the only queen or Briggs and Suki are the only queens that have not been in the bottom. So we've got one more challenge to see whether that stands true. But if Briggs can make it to the finale without a bottom placement, I really think she stands a great shot at taking the crown. And I would love to see it because I'm a huge fan of Briggs. But any of these top 4 would be a phenomenal first winner of Slaysian Royale. And I would absolutely love to see anybody win at this point.
Yeah,
Anyone
I
could
love
win,
I
and I
love
would be
that each
so
of us chose someone different. Like it's not so obvious.
Yeah.
It's a great top 4.
It's refreshing to see a season where it's not that obvious.
Where it's a close call and everybody's got a chance.
Agreed.
Mhm.
Agreed. But speaking of the draft, thank you for the reminder, Brandon. I had to put in our draft update, so thank you for that.
Oh, God. Missed the last.
Yes. Yes, you are. Yes, Brandon is in, unfortunately, a very solid last with 44.5 points. Ken is in 5th with 55.5 points. Lana is in 4th with 68.5 points. Eris is in 3rd with 69 points.
Nice.
Kamorian is in 2nd with 79 points, and River is still in 1st with 86.5 points. It is still technically anyone's game, though I think we can call the draft by now. Anyway, none of us care except for Brandon because he's the only one in the draft here today. And on that note, Genie, it's always a pleasure having you here. Come back anytime for anything you want to talk about. You're always
I'm around. I'm here. Thank you all for having me. What a fun time. I love the Cup podcast. Cheers, y'all.
And we love you.
Oh.
Subscribe, like, and share on the way out. Hit that notification bell so you know when we put out any of our content, because oh boy, is there about to be so much drag content. Are y'all ready for the next 2 weeks where there's 5 drag shows at once?
Wow.
I'm
A
ready.
lot.
I
A lot
am
of
ready.
It's only 2 weeks. But then after those 2 weeks, it means we don't have Slaysia anymore, which is like really unfortunate.
I know.
I'm like, that's the downside, is then we lose Slaysia, which is really sucks. But we've got so much drag going on the channel. Subscribe, hit the notification bell. Make sure to get your merch at lanagcreations.etsy.com. Check out everything we're doing. Subscribe. I said that 3 times already. It's fine. I'm gonna say it again. Subscribe, and
So do it.
Do it.
Thank you. And with that being said, we are going to go ahead and get out of here. So cheers, y'all. Bye-bye.
Cheers.